You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week.
Yeah.
It's got two old guys.
Yep.
They play old games.
Yep.
Talk about
those games.
70% of stuff not about that game. Got about 25% game talk.
So 25 and then 70% other stuff and then 5%.
Ads.
Ads. We have new advertisers. Who we got?
Just our own shit. Patreon.
Oh, right.
iTunes.
Oh, God. Our own shit we have probably takes up like 15% of the podcast. It feels like when we're closing it out, it's like, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. I'm on autopilot and everyone listening is also.
But this week, no shit. We promise straight up. We are talking about Aladdin.
Do you mean
the Sega Genesis?
Do you mean Disney's Aladdin?
The Sega Genesis. Disney's Aladdin.
Okay, because there are knockoff Aladdins.
Oh,
do you remember that? Like as a kid, like because Aladdin, I guess, is in the public domain. So it's one of those things where it's like I remember when the Disney Aladdin movie came out, and it was like I was a kid, and in Walmart, like a month after the movie came out in the theaters, I saw like shitty bootleg Aladdin in Walmart. And it was I think it was just named Aladdin, just like the Disney movie Aladdin, except it didn't have Disney's in front of it. And I remember almost like I remember picking it up and bringing it to my mom, and she's like, "That's not the real Aladdin." So I don't know. Maybe it was really good.
Will you be happy with this less expensive toy? That's fine. Get it. Get Aladdin.
Get Aladdin. It's spelled Alladin, which is how I always try to spell Aladdin.
Apostrophe.
Right?
Aladdin.
It's Elvin Aladdin. Aladdin.
Well, I'm your beard host, Tyler, and man, we got this package here.
Yeah, we got a package from Shake It. It sounds like there's Legos in there. We got a
sweet package from Shadowrunner Cody Stinson.
Sounds like Legos in there.
Sounds like Legos.
Like just loose Legos that we're going to scatter on the ground and step on.
This is explode to Legos like caltrops. He sent us
a booby trap. We were mailed a booby trap. I know that Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Genesis is one of Shadowrunner Cody's favorite games for the system, he's mentioned. So hopefully we don't piss him off too bad.
Hopefully, well, I mean, I'm 95% sure we'll get to Aladdin today.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Aladdin.
Probably going to happen.
I did catch that Ditto on Pokemon Go, though, so
nice.
Maybe we might need to talk about that for an hour.
Can we, though? Because I also caught Ditto and would love to talk about. Let's just do another Pokemon Go.
Let's just talk about Ditto.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Let's just call the episode Ditto.
Ditto.
All right, here's a letter in this package.
All right.
Greetings, Tadpog. When I heard you had no hero clicks, I had to send a care package. As you will see, it's a measly TMNT with a smidge of DC and Marvel.
Oh, shit.
The TMNT stuff...
Shit, you got some turtles in there?
Should have a lot of doubles, so you can both have the turtles and Splinter.
Oh, these are unopened boxes that he sent?
Yeah,
this is crazy. You open them up, I'll look up the prices on eBay.
I used to... It looks like Behead. I used to...
Behead
Info, the
Infidels.
Game. Behead Infidels, this game, for the first few years it was out. I came back for TMNT. Also learned they have... Oh, Star Trek. Thanks for all you do, Shadowrunner Cody S.
Thanks, Shadowrunner Cody.
All right.
Let's see. I'm excited. We got like actual boxes of things to open.
What is this?
I think is that a battle, a folding battle mat? That's what you play it on, right?
It is a Shadowrun battle mat.
Oh, sweet.
That is awesome.
What's on the backside? Is it just
a hole?
Yeah, just a hole.
It's, I guess, an underground version. Okay. Here's like a tech lab and executive suite, and then an underground laboratory.
So that's a Shadowrun battle mat. That's
Yeah.
not a HeroClix thing.
Oh, I bet it is. It could be used for Shadowrun, but yeah, it says it is Marvel.
Okay.
Strucker's Fortress Outdoor. So it's a HeroClix.
All right. Have you ever?
I would use it for Shadowrun.
You've never played HeroClix, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've heard about it at Dragon Con. Every year, I have to wait in line to get tickets for tabletop games. And last time I was in line, a segment of people were talking about HeroClix.
Isn't here is a guidebook for
Like a quick start
HeroClix,
rules kind of thing.
powers and abilities.
Okay, cool. Is that a photograph? A 7th grade photograph of Shadowrunner Cody Stinson?
I believe this is going to be his own little. This is nice. I think this is from Silent Hill.
Oh.
So it's just a cutout of a picture from Silent Hill, written on the back. In my restless dreams, I see that town.
All right, that's a nice little creepy add-on.
That's a good touch.
I like it.
It's a good touch. HeroClix cool rulebook.
All right, let's just read that.
HeroClix cards. I guess the quick reference for all their abilities.
Okay.
Oh man! All right.
Oh, it looks like a Raphael. Nice.
Raphael, Cyclops. I'm not sure who this is.
Let's see. Toss her over here. Whoop. That. I'm not sure who that is either.
2 Cyclops. Oh man, there's a lot of shit in here. Damn, Cody. Damn. Classic Cyclops.
Oh, I want to see classic Cyclops.
So, as my only reference is X-Men Spider-Man Arcade's Revenge Cyclops.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I love that costume. This actually might be. Let's see. Yeah, that is. I'm trying to see if there's any information on the bottom. There really isn't. But yeah, I like Cyclops' new costume too because it harkens back to this classic costume.
I haven't seen that. Power Girl.
Oh, I like Power Girl because she has a nice breast window.
She's yep.
Yeah, that's her. I would say her defining feature.
Scrambler. Baxter Stockman.
Nice.
And he's black.
The black.
So classic.
Yeah, nice.
Arclight. Super Saber.
Who's Super Saber?
No
From
clue.
Marvel? Oh, wow.
Emma. Okay, I did not think that was Emma Frost because it's not a white costume, but it's Emma Frost.
Oh, they got her in a different costume. Okay. Is that Leatherhead?
Yes.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
He's a much larger Wolverine.
Oh, is that classic costume Wolverine with the
brown and yellow.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's badass. I like that.
Blockbuster.
Best Wolverine costume ever.
Lady Mastermind.
Cody, this is a good package.
Mastermind. Magneto.
We should have a draft. This is what we do this episode. You and I just draft all
right.
these. That's how we eat up an hour.
Here you go,
and a half.
Cody. Sorry we get to Aladdin. We drafted all Leonardo, Raphael, and the turtles all have red.
Oh, God, I love it. God, I love it. Like, that makes me feel so good. I got to get a better look at these turtles. And they're all red.
Sunfire.
Ooh, Sunfire's
Arclight,
nice.
Another Blockbuster.
Sunfire in Age of Apocalypse was really cool.
Arclight.
Is it a Hulk? What is that?
Somebody with 2 heads. Pull this motherfucker out. Monstrex.
I'm not familiar with Monster Hex.
It's Wolfman and Frankenstein.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Have I talked about Monster in My Pocket before?
You've mentioned it.
There's a Nintendo game for that I remember as a kid that I would like to add to our eventually list.
Okay.
Because I remember it being a lot of fun, but there really is no way that it can be as good as I remember it.
Here's Slash. That's
Ooh,
interesting.
sweet. Let me see Slash. He was one of my favorite action figures. That's a nice Slash.
Leonardo.
That is nice.
Donatello.
Oh, man. Why? TMNT HeroClix is actually might get me into playing this if I didn't have to go to a game store to do it.
Casey Jones dual wielding bats with his, not like new Casey Jones, got the hockey mask
That's
on.
fucking awesome.
Michelangelo, Splinter, Baxter Stockman. Who are you, guy?
This is a great package. This is so much better than the loose Legos I thought we had.
Nobody.
He's
He's in black.
He's a shadow.
Yep. So who's this robot here? Fugito? Unfamiliar. Who's this person? I can't even read that. The background behind him is so big. This is a weird looking hero clicks.
That's like what, green energy blasting out of him?
Renee Tilly? Renee Tilly?
I don't know. I'm not familiar.
There we go.
Neat.
Damn, man.
That's a lot of hero clicks.
That's some good shit.
All right, so I'm interested in all things Ninja Turtles.
I wonder how well this would play out. I don't imagine very well to do it through a strictly audio medium.
Probably not. But if we could set up a camera or something
and do it for like a Patreon
that
or
would be interesting.
bonus episode.
I think the camera had to be way high up though.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Cody.
Here are these. Yeah, dude. Thanks a lot. That Slash is badass. So is that classic costume Wolverine.
What, did you got anything? That men's package.
Do I have anything? No, I was also gonna take a ride on this sweet
All right.
Shadowrunner package. I've been playing things. There's that. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, which we have an Overwatch episode scheduled. That's on the books.
It's brewing.
Plenty of guest hosts. I've got a new XLR cable, so we're not going to have to worry. Ian's not going to have to sit on the bed like he did or was going to the last time we had 5 people on the show.
Mic. Yeah.
So also, I've got the mic stand that I'll bring over, so it'll be fine this time. So that's in the works. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Sun.
You enjoying that anymore?
Yeah, I am. I really am. I'm falling down that rabbit hole of like the hooks are in me. I'm definitely like what I'm doing now is just roaming the island until I collect all the Pokemon that have been mentioned.
Okay.
Which is tough because like I have been searching for I can't even remember the name of it because it's one of the new ones for Pokemon Sun. I've been searching for this fucker for like 2 hours and I might just move on. But here's what's really cool about the internet is so in Pokemon Sun, they have QR codes that you can scan in with your 3DS camera and they're added to your Pokedex as seen, but not caught. So because of that, I can go on Reddit or Imgur. Is it Imgur or Imgur? That's a tough one.
I think it's Imgur or Imager, but it's spelled incorrectly. I don't really know. I
don't like saying it because I don't. It's one of those things where it's like I'm okay reading it in my head, but whenever I have to say it, I'm like,
Imgur. Let's just do super wrong.
Let's just call it pterodactyl. So when I'm on Pterodactyl, there are posts where people have just posted QR codes for some of the Pokemon. So it's like I've scanned in the QR code for Ditto, for Aerodactyl. I mean, there's some rare ones. Like someone posted all the rare ones, so it's nice because I'll be able to now. I can go into my Pokedex. And since they're technically seen, I can get a location on the map of where they typically spawn.
Okay.
So I still have to walk around and battle. That's awesome. But yeah, there's no guesswork as far as like, am I the right spot to catch this? It's cool. It's it's really weird that I'm playing a Pokemon game because it is all I would never, ever, ever would have done it if it hadn't been for Pokemon Go. Which is the main driving force, and then the Pokemon games that we've talked about on the show. Yeah, Pokemon Snap, and the Arena. I can't remember the name of the N64 game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? I liked the game. It had all the mini games in it, but it's the one that I thought was going to be a fighting game. There is a fighting game now.
That Pokken
tournament, which I'm interested in checking out.
Pokemon Stadium. Thank you.
I'll have a link to those episodes in the show notes. That's why I brought this up. No, just kidding. But I will have links to them. So yes, if you want to listen to all of our Pokemon episodes, they'll all be in there. Because I think all we've talked about is Go, Stadium, and Snap. Right?
Yeah, that's true. We brought up because Master of Coin Ryan Walters bought us Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah, and I want to play those. I'm curious to see because I've seen those played before. I'm curious to see if they're any good. Yeah, honestly, because like I'm enjoying Sun.
It'll be a major throwback for you to try that.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I mean, Sun is nice because from all the reviews I've read, because I don't have any experience with the previous generations, of Pokemon. But from all the reviews I've read, in this game they added a whole bunch of ease of use things that weren't in previous Pokemon.
Okay.
So like when I'm battling, if I am battling a Pokemon that I've fought before, I can, when I pick moves, the game tells me what's super effective, what's effective, and what's not effective. I don't have to memorize that.
Yeah.
And I think that's nice. And I think at some point, I mean, some people say that's easy mode, and I agree. I mean, there is a little bit of easy mode to it. But like when they're like, what? There's like over 800 Pokemon now. Like, I mean, are you really going to be able to memorize everything?
And some moves have changed. Like
Since, they
do. Like I know agility does two completely different things from generations. Like one, like it used to be a buff, and then there was another where it was an attack move. Like it's just.
I see.
I believe that one's. I could be wrong. I think agility is what I was told was the wrong one. Has changed, but
I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see how the original ones play. I'm not sure after playing this that I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this has been nice because it lets me kind of just casually play the game. I say casually, but I do have 20 hours into it. And I only have 3 of the 7 Z crystals. So
you're not collecting badges in this one?
No, they changed the formula because it's not, you don't do there aren't gems. And you don't get badges, which is all kind of foreign to me, honestly, because like I don't know what that means beyond the scope of Pokemon Go. But in Sun and Moon, you do trials. So an island will have 1 or more trials that you have to complete, and each island has 1 or more captains. And I guess those are the equivalent of gym leaders.
Gym leaders, yeah.
It's really cool because like I don't know how the story is in previous generations, but like this game has a story, and I think that's interesting because it's like you meet 2 characters early in the game that travel with you. They're not playable characters, but as you progress through the game, their narrative continues, and it's kind of cool because you've got someone who's with you who isn't as talented as you, but he's not a natural like you are, but his story is very interesting because he realizes that he's not naturally talented, and like he's trying to do the best that he can.
Yeah.
And then you've got there's a female character who has a Pokemon that like came out of like a research facility that people are looking for. So I mean, there's some cool little story hooks that I like too.
Because before, I think the story was just like, you want to be the best.
Yeah.
They go around to all the gyms, beat them and take their pins.
That's what I've heard. And like, I feel like that's okay. I would be okay if that's how Pokemon Sun
I guess
was,
the antagonist is Team Rocket trying to fuck with you and all the other versions.
Is that right?
And your rival. You have the rival who will occasionally fight you and fuck with you. And whatever Pokemon you pick, he picks the opposite one at the start. And
I haven't run into any of that in this game yet. I'm sure like some of the things will come to a head with the stolen Pokemon. But so far, it's really just been battling the captains and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's been cool. And I have a question as a player of previous Pokemon games. Were there like just regular people that you would battle in those games, like NPCs that you would battle?
Yep. Everywhere.
Did they have like ridiculous honorifics?
So yeah, I remember like butterfly catcher or
okay, good.
Yeah,
because like I laughed my ass off because like one of the first ones I battled was a guy who was called, I believe it was Gentleman Glenn. And he's this old dude in a Hawaiian shirt. He's like got white hair. And he's got this like really like pedo smile on his face. So there's that. I guess that's what I've been up to. Man, I really, here's what's tough is like I've got 20 hours into this. I know I'm not even halfway through the game. Final Fantasy 15 comes out the day after this episode publishes. And I'm going to play it at launch, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means goodbye, Pokemon Sun. It was fun trying you out. Or if it means, I don't know. We'll see how Final Fantasy 15
Where's your
is.
PS4?
Where is my PS4? It is in the pantry.
Will you hook it up in your bedroom or leave it in your living room?
So it's
I think that makes the difference.
I can play it on either through PlayStation Remote. Are you familiar with that?
No.
You can you know how Steam Link works? It's like the backwards of Steam Link. I can stream a PS4 game to my PC.
Okay.
And so I can play either in the living room or in the bedroom.
Okay. I was about to say, if it's in your living room, you'd still play Pokemon Sun in the bedroom when you wanted to like lay down. But if you can do either, then
Yeah, if I was restricted to the living room, I wouldn't
Yeah.
get a whole lot of Final Fantasy 15 played.
Yeah.
And also, who knows? 15 might be awful. You know, like I might have the experience where I had with 13, where it's like, yes, 12 was so great, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people don't like 12, but 12 was so great. I cannot wait to play this new Final Fantasy game. And then literally 3 hours into it, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to start liking this game because there's so many elements to it that I already just loathe.
I don't know how into it I would have gotten had I not gone on vacation.
How do you mean?
Because we went on vacation to Orange Beach, and I brought it with me because it had just come out, and I don't like the beach. I don't like the sunshine.
Yeah.
So I stayed inside and played a lot of Final Fantasy 13.
Did you finish 13?
I did.
So on the whole, like, what if you were to give Final Fantasy 13 a beard that sums up how you feel about it? What kind of beard would it be?
Maybe one of those large, like, award-winning, like the beard contest they have in like Germany, where people have like the huge, ridiculous beards. We're like, oh, that looks cool,
Like the mechanized beards and rotors
but in
and
no
shit?
way is that like practical or actually look good. Where like Final Fantasy 13 is like, I thought the story and the concept was actually pretty good. I liked the music, I liked the look of it, but the nature of its narrative constrained it so much.
How do you mean the nature of its narrative?
Because your characters are basically like super heretics. So like that means they can't interact with
Not
other
a lot of
people.
interaction. Yeah.
So that, sure, like, yeah, but they kind of painted themselves into a corner, or like, I don't know, because you can't go into towns, you can't do the normal system of Final Fantasy play because of that. Where it's cool that that's the story. I really like the story, and like the way, like, because you're in basically a floating sphere in the sky where people have like, oh no, it's evil down there. Here we're safe, and they're all in their own little bubble.
Right.
You know, then you go downside, and there's the different basically espers that brand people. You know, so you're branded from the opposite that people think are evil. And going down there and finding the ruins of civilizations and other stories, I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the dungeons were like poorly done.
I didn't like the characters.
They're way too linear.
That was my main thing.
I was okay with. I mean, yeah, I liked Zaz. Okay, Hope didn't bother me as much as people really fucking hated Hope.
Yeah.
I liked Vanille and her sister. Okay,
Man, I couldn't deal, man.
yeah.
I think a lot of it honestly had to do with the voice acting. And I'm not saying that the voice acting was bad, but everybody in that game came across to me as whiny.
I can see it.
And I'm okay with a character. Like, okay, here's what it felt like to me. Maybe not even whiny, but I know you haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy VIII.
Nope.
But there is a character in Final Fantasy VIII, I believe that her name is Selphie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in Selphie I did not like. But she was the
girl with the nunchucks.
Yes, the girl with the nunchucks, and I believe the pigtails. I believe she has pigtails.
Selphie Timid.
And she's wearing, I believe, a yellow sundress. I think that's her. I think that's her thing.
I remember her from the Brady Games guide that I read in the toilet.
Really?
I haven't played that game, but I've read that manual extensively.
Oh my god, I love that you know her last name.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
Quistis Trep Trepe.
So what?
Squall Lionheart C for Almacy.
Everyone in Final Fantasy 13 reminded me of Selphie in some regard, and that was an immediate turnoff. Also, the naming conventions. And I wasn't a huge fan of the naming conventions because it's like I'm okay with like one character in your game being named with like an abstract term or like a weather phenomena, a cloud, or I mean, lightning is fine, squall, great, but it's like, come on, everybody cannot have a weird name like that. I felt like that game was just full of weird names.
Okay, yeah.
But that's just me being. That's just.
So I guess snow is the weather phenomenon for that one.
And lightning.
And lightning. Snow and lightning.
Yeah, it's just, it felt, I don't know, man. That's like really, really like me just nitpicking the flavor of that game.
Yeah.
More so than anything else about it. The open man, wow! Welcome to Final Fantasy 13 cast. Sorry, guys, but like even the linear nature of the game really didn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
And the long, super long. The game is a tutorial that didn't bug me that much either.
Yeah.
It's just those surface level little irks that I couldn't get over.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I'm glad I played it and finished it. But yeah, I will never go back and do it again. That's for sure. I have no inclination to ever go back to that game.
Well, I'm going to be busy because of Final Fantasy 15, if it's good. Because I also want to finish Pokemon Sun. And then the next Dead Rising is going to be out early December. And then The Last Guardian. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Oh, and then we have to do Phantasy Star 4 and the Shining Force game.
Well, I think, okay, so Phantasy Star 4 is what's next on the list.
Right.
So I guess we should go and get this out there now.
Yeah, we've talked about this already.
It is a cumbersome RPG. I have played through it. So we're going to do an all calls Wednesday to give us another week to play Phantasy Star 4. And then that will still probably be a two-parter.
I'm down for that.
So it's I remember it being very good. Like it is an RPG that people should have on their list of being played.
Yeah. I'm going to play it. I do not think that I'm going to be able to finish it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play it.
That's
yeah.
okay. Okay, you want to talk about Aladdin?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, you hear that?
I do hear that. It sounds like oh man, it's just a big old Polar Express train just filled to the brim with all these new games that are coming out that I want to play more than these old games I have to talk about. I would like to call it a reluctant video game train has left the station, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave reads some Wikipedia. Okay, guys, Disney's Aladdin, parentheses, Virgin Games. Disney's Aladdin is a platform video game developed by Virgin Games and Disney Software based on the 1992 motion picture of the same name. Have you heard of this movie, Tyler?
Aladdin.
Disney's Aladdin. The game was released for the Sega Genesis in November of 1993 and was later ported to the Amiga computer and the MS-DOS, not in the MS-DOS. Thanks, Grandpa.
The Miss-DOS.
The Miss-DOS?
The Mrs. DOS.
Yeah, the sequel to DOS, Miss-DOS. The NES and the Game Boy received a reworked port. It is one of the several video games based on the film, including another game that was released in the same month by Capcom for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Mm-hmm. Tyler, we have talked about that.
We have.
For it was one of IGN's top 100 Super Nintendo games.
And we enjoyed it. We both enjoyed it.
And I think that is probably what everybody's here for, is to hear which one of these games is better. Because this is one of those games that when I was in middle school, console wars, man, the console war to end all console wars was Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. And the games that would always come up as the forefront warriors for Genesis were these games: Jurassic Park, Mortal Kombat,
okay,
and Disney's Aladdin.
I am pro Super Nintendo in every way. I think Super Nintendo is the superior system. I enjoy it. I love it.
How much of that is nostalgia, do you think?
Playing through both lists like we have, not nostalgia.
Yeah.
I think it is the superior system.
I agree with you, but I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Genesis was around before the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we played we played games from the 80s as part of a Digital Trends list. The late 80s, but
you're
still
right.
The 80s. And they just can't really hold up, I think.
Like 2-3 years is still a lot of time.
It is, absolutely.
So, but I think this version of Aladdin is better than the Super Nintendo version.
You think the Genesis version of Aladdin is better?
The Genesis version, I'm with Bailey. I think the Genesis version is better.
I think we're done here.
Yeah.
You ready to close it out?
Yep.
Because I agree.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Is it because of the Capcom angle that you thought that I might like the SNES version better?
Yep.
I do like Capcom games, especially from this era. And I do think that that Capcom's Aladdin is really good. I do think that Virgin's Aladdin for the Genesis is a better game.
And well, I can give you one factoid alone that I think makes it the better game.
What's that?
You have a sword.
Yeah.
Yep. Hands down, that absolutely does it for me.
I agree with that. I love that you have a sword. I think there's some cool game mechanics with the sword. You can sword fight with guards.
Or scimitar fight.
Yes.
Or falchion fight. It looks pretty large, so I guess falchion.
Probably. And well, it's definitely a falchion for Abu. And his bonus levels when he holds it two-handed. Or I guess it's a great falchion.
Yeah.
Join us on our 3.5 D&D journey.
Our sword talk based entirely off our knowledge of D&D.
Yeah, we're just gonna go through the arms and equipment guide real quick. So I love the sword in this game, and I love that there are little attentions to detail with the sword. If you're swinging your sword and a guard happens to be swinging his sword at the same time, there will be a sound like ching, and the screen will flash for a second. I think that's really cool that you can block incoming attacks, and so can they. You did not have a sword in the Super Nintendo.
Nope.
You just had apples. And jumping on people.
Yeah, because it was way more of a platformer on the SNES, and this game is an action game.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, there's so much more platforming in the SNES version.
And okay, I'll just give a solid rundown. Okay, you have a sword. I feel like action is better for Aladdin.
I agree.
It's more
with that.
comfortable.
I agree.
This game actually has the music from the movie in it, and apparently none of the other versions have it. Only the Genesis has the Aladdin.
See,
soundtrack.
I was curious about that. Are we sure about that?
That's what I read in my research.
Okay, I did not.
The others might have some, but this has the full track list.
But this also has some weird levels where it's like filler music.
Yeah.
And I think that those are those stand out as weak examples of music, because you go from the hits of Aladdin to just this regular game music where it's bleeps and bloops is what I'm talking about. Bleeps and bloops.
The Virgin worked with Disney animators, so this game looks, I think, a lot better and closely resembles the animation of the movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the color better in the Capcom version. But as far as the actual graphics themselves go, I think it's a wash. I liked how the Capcom version looked better. But I think that the Virgin version is perfectly fine. The Virgin Diaries.
I mean, there are a lot of similar levels. It does depart some in the level layout, but the biggest thing is just action versus platforming. And the platforming in the SNES version was Prince of Persia Lite.
Yeah. And I think there are elements of Prince of Persia in this game too. I don't think you can escape that with a Prince of Thieves story.
Yeah.
Or is that Robin Hood?
Well, Aladdin's father is the Prince of Thieves as well. He's the leader of the 40 Thieves.
Right. See, I've never read any of that. Those are all just things that I've heard through popular culture.
I've seen Aladdin is probably my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
So I've seen it a lot. I've seen original Aladdin, Return of Jafar, and King of Thieves, the third one where he does stuff with his dad.
I see. There's a lot of princes of things. The Prince of Darkness, the Prince of Thieves, and then other princes.
Prince,
yeah. The symbol. The artist formerly known as Prince. Fingerprints.
Oh, the Animaniacs joke. I
know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so glad that you got that really, really deep fucking reference.
Do you want a fingerprints? I don't think. No, I don't think so.
I'll have a link to that in the show notes if I can find it. Okay, here's my favorite thing. Here's my absolute favorite thing about Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. Are you ready? This is why, to me, it is a better game, far better game than Capcom's Aladdin. This game was directed and programmed by David Perry. Does that name mean anything to you?
The combination of David Schwimmer and Matthew Perry.
Man, you're right. Yeah. It's actually Matthew Perry's little brother.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. Maybe. I doubt it, though. David Perry is of Earthworm Jim fame.
Oh, okay.
He was the main dude on Earthworm Jim, and I pick up on that in Aladdin. Aladdin felt to me like a weird proto-Earthworm Jim because a lot of the sound design is very, very similar to Earthworm Jim. sometimes when an enemy dies, there's a sound effect like a snap, and then that enemy kind of turns into swirling smoke. And that is like a classic Earthworm Jim death animation.
Yeah.
Like when Jim whips something with his head, like a crow with his head, and it snaps and it turns into smoke and the beak falls down. That reminded me very much of Earthworm Jim.
Okay.
Even some of the, beyond the sound design, even some of the animation reminded me of like Earthworm Jim style animation, where it's like a lot of time was spent, I could tell, on detail in the animation. And I thought that's really important in a game based on a movie that is animated. Like you gotta have good animation.
Yeah. I like there's still apples in this game. So you kind of juggle between melee and ranged with collecting apples in your sword play, and it's good. I enjoy it. I thought Jafar is a really shitty boss in this version, like really shitty. I think it's the only bad part of the game.
Yeah, well, Jafar's, you really only defeat him with apples. Apples are Jafar's weakness.
Your sword is useless, which is bullshit.
Which took me a while to figure out. His spell essentially is a tractor beam. It's like this mystical glowing gold dust that pulls you into him, and then when you touch him, you get hurt.
Yep.
But if you throw apples at him, it's fine. And then you throw enough apples at him, and he turns into his snake form.
Because it makes sense, like an apple, snakes, Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, like it all. It's pretty obvious allegory.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. You know what's weird? Talking about Adam and Eve. What made me think about this. There was a moment in the game where I felt like for a split second I was going to get to play as Jasmine. I don't know why.
Man, that'd be nice.
And I think that would have been really cool. And then I was like, it was weird because the story in the game is not paced at all like the movie, because like probably 80% of this game takes place from the beginning of the movie to the Cave of Wonders, to the end of the Cave of Wonders. That's like 80% of the game.
Yeah, it's true.
And then there's like this this screen with text exposition that says, "Okay, you're in the Sultan's dungeon now."
Yeah, you're like you go from that to being like the weird trippy in Genie's lamp level,
right?
And then you're like in the dungeon.
And then all of a sudden, you're fighting Jafar. So they don't do. Here's my point: if you're coming to this game for the comprehensive story of Aladdin, stop. Don't do that. You're gonna come away confused, much like anyone would playing Dune. I feel like it'd be like, I don't really understand this story.
What's this third house? Or when you play Jasmine in the QuickTime event where all you do is press X to kiss Jafar, and that's it.
And pet a tiger.
Pet Raja. Try to escape over the walls. No.
Man, this is your favorite Disney movie.
It is. Yeah, I really love this movie.
You remember the tiger's name. That's good.
And I always said Apu. I know it's Abu.
Right.
So,
would you say Apu because of The Simpsons?
Maybe that's what got it in there. Yeah. But yeah. His bonus levels are interesting since he has a gigantic sword and he's avoiding coconuts.
Just random shit that falls from the sky.
And while he collects golden Aladdin tokens.
Yep.
So.
And there's another mini game where it's essentially press your luck, which I liked a lot. Hey,
you collect the genie tokens for basically turns,
it's much better than the SNES version has a version of this, but it's essentially just a wheel of fortune.
Yeah, like
where it spins the wheel. You don't have a lot of control over it, but this one is
Genie's dildo finger just plop, 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 plop.
Yeah, this one's different. It's more like big prizes, no whammies.
Since we did the SNES version, I think Disney came out and confirmed a long-held fan theory that the lamp salesman at the beginning of Aladdin, they confirmed that is actually Genie.
Really?
From, long after the story actually comes back, that's Genie selling his wares.
Okay, so the lamp salesman in the beginning of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's Genie?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Is there any kind of it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. Is there any kind of indicator that it would be Genie? Like any kind of like physical indicator?
No, not really. Well, maybe he has the same like goatee, but he has sort of the same. It's Robin Williams who does the lamp salesman as well.
Really?
And he has that strange, like obtuse sense of humor, and then he has the lamp.
So that is Genie in human form? Like what?
Yeah, I guess he's transformed himself into a human just to blend in.
Just to,
I mean, because I assume at this point that you're hearing about the movie, like Aladdin's been dead for 100 years. So, and I've also, the fan theory is that Agrabah is, the setting for Aladdin is like hundreds of years after like some kind of devastating war.
Really?
And that's why Genie has all these references to Jack Nicholson and things like that, because he's from that era, turned into a genie, and then has the only surviving person these thousands of years later, hundreds of years later.
See, I always just assumed that he time traveled.
Makes sense. I mean, he's got to eat something cosmic power, infinite cosmic power.
I don't know.
So
is that like a proper noun?
I think that's what he says. Like, and then that's what Jafar says. Feel it, infinite cosmic power.
Right.
ADB living space.
Interesting.
So
Genie, Jafar, and the Silver Surfer all command the same power.
But yeah, I think this is a good game and the better version.
It's definitely the better version. But
I think it's the highest selling non-inbox Genesis game, I want to say.
Yeah. It I think it's like the fourth. I don't have this pulled up. This is off the top of my head.
I think it sold 4 million.
But I think it's like the fourth best-selling Genesis games. Mm-hmm. And it is, from what I understand, the best-selling Genesis game that wasn't bundled in.
Mm-hmm. I think they're like the Mega Drive version had an Aladdin bundle, but
really,
that's it. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I have things to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
I do. Believe it or not, I do. Let me just pull my Evernote.
Believe it or not, George is at home. So leave a message at the beep.
Let me pull Evernote off of Gaps in Pokedex document that I have open for Pokemon Go.
Where could I be?
Believe it or not, I'm not home. See, you sing. Mm-hmm. There you go.
That was as good as it gets.
Mark it off. Mark it on your calendar. Mm-hmm. And then the next time
I knew that would elicit a giggle and a laugh from over there.
Okay, some things I loved about this game. The attention to detail. I've kind of talked about, like, I felt like the animation was really well done. But your health meter is Genie's bottle. Mm-hmm. And the amount of health you have is the amount of smoke that's coming out of the bottle. I think that's a neat tie-in. Instead of just having like a basic ass health meter
bar,
right, you've got something that visually connects you to the canon, to the fiction of the game. Mm-hmm. I thought that was neat. I also love the fact that this very minor detail in animation, this goes back to what I'm kind of trying to really hammer home here. If you throw an apple at a guard and that guard swings his sword, there is an animation where that apple gets sliced in midair and falls to pieces at the ground. That's amazing. Like they did not have to program that. They didn't have to design it that way. But because it's designed that way, A, it's beautiful. B, it gives you an indicator. Oh, okay, this guy's going to cut apples out of the sky. Yeah. So I need to come up with a different strategy.
Have you read about, I don't know if it was really recently discovered, but I'd never heard of it, the unique animation in Mario 3? And it is for like
frog suit,
it's like the Hammer Brothers suit going down a hill has its own unique animation.
No. So, I'm not familiar with this. What animation does it do?
I can't. I remember watching it and be like, oh yeah, that's very different from anything else I've seen him do.
All right, I'm looking this up on YouTube. Something else I love about this game that reminds me of Earthworm Jim. I forgot to bring up, when you die in Aladdin, the screen goes black. And it's just Aladdin's sprite who dies over this black screen. That is exactly how Earthworm Jim dies. Oh, that's like Earthworm Jim style.
Yeah.
Also like Earthworm Jim, and I'm surprised. I thought that you were going to bring this up because you typically do when we talk about games like this. The Aladdin's jumps are very floaty. Not to like a degree where it's bothersome, but his jumping is floaty, very much like Earthworm Jim's are floaty. Like if you go from one to the other in short succession, you will feel the similarities
Yeah.
in the jump. And these are all things that were like wonderful for me. I went into this I went into the Genesis version like, well, I've got a sword, so it's probably going to be better. And then I came out of it like, this was like a prequel Earthworm Jim game. Like, this is really cool from like, as a fan of Earthworm Jim, seeing what David Perry did before Earthworm Jim and how it connects to Earthworm Jim. Like that was really neat. Just like experiencing that history, I thought was really cool. He's actually in the game too. When you enter a code, or not Earthworm Jim, David Perry. When you enter the code to go to stage select, which I did because I died, I think like 3 stages before the end, and I was like, fuck this. I'm going to play all the stages, and I'm not going to start at the beginning like some kind of non-genie character. I want infinite cosmic power, and I have that by entering in a code at the options screen. When you enter in the code, David Perry pops up. It says, yeah. Which is the same voice that is given to Aladdin in this game. And it's not voiced by Steve from Full House. Yeah, unfortunately. And then I just thought that it was cool that he was in there. I had never seen him before, so that was neat.
Yeah, man, I forgot Steve voiced Aladdin.
Yeah, and they even had that bit on the episode of Full House where they go to Disney World.
Yeah, he's dressed as Aladdin.
So, I mean, that was some meta. That was some before Community shit. I feel like they were getting in on. Full House, America's first Community.
Okay, well, while you played Pokemon Sun, Melissa and I finished Hoarders that was available to stream.
Oh, season 9. You're done with season 9.
Season 8. We're done with season 8.
So you're done. You're all caught up.
Yeah, for the most part. Like she's watched all the earlier seasons.
So now what?
Gilmore Girls. That came out
the new
Friday,
Gilmore Girls.
So we've seen the first episode.
I figured you guys would be done by now.
She wasn't super crazy about it, so we watched the first episode.
Yeah,
and then took a break and watched some of the Office.
Oh yeah, I love the writing in Gilmore Girls. I haven't seen the new stuff, but I
enjoyed it so far.
I love the writing in Gilmore Girls. I kind of like the storylines in Gilmore Girls. There's some character work in Gilmore Girls that I really enjoy.
It still hurts me that the father is no longer around.
Yeah,
because Edward Mann passed away like
a couple years ago, right?
Yeah. And then so whenever he died, I was like, oh, that's not show's not coming back. But they do it. They handle it in there that he died. They
explain it
that Richard dies. So it was well done from what I saw, and Emily has her breakdowns, and it's good. I thought that was really well done.
Was it? So it wasn't weird coming back? Did it feel different? Because
Lauren Graham has not aged a fucking day.
I noticed that.
Oh my god,
I noticed. I mean, just a little bit, but like not much at all.
Because Melissa's like, she doesn't look Botoxy or anything.
No,
she just
doesn't.
Looks like she's a fucking immortal.
Yeah.
So everyone else, like, well, I guess Taylor also doesn't look like he's aged either, but
Luke does.
Yeah,
Luke does.
Because Luke looks old. Melissa's like, yeah, Luke looks good. He's got that gray. I was like, because he's a little thicker too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that's weird because like Melissa, you and I have vastly different taste in men because I saw him and I was like, damn, Luke's looking rough.
Well, it bodes well for me that she likes her men a little bit thicker.
And it might have just been like he looked. Not only did I think he looked older and larger, he looked tired. Every time I saw him, he looked like he was just like in the middle of falling asleep in the scene.
Well, that's just character work.
Yeah,
that's like if you live with Lorelai for like the last 10 years, you'd be pretty tired too.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. Yeah. I sleep in this refrigerator box that she's given me.
Because it looks like Alexis Bledel has aged more in 10 years than Lauren Graham has.
Really?
So, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see her.
I mean, Rory still looks great.
Yeah.
But like you can tell, like she is definitely now an adult where Lauren Graham is just like, oh, I'm still look like I gave birth to you a week ago.
Yeah. They should have ridden that time travel angle. Like, I feel like they should have been like, whoa, she doesn't look like she's aged at all. Let's do this thing where like this takes place in the 80s.
Or she's a lich and Stars Hollow is her phylactery. Ooh. And she's a mastermind between everybody doing everything in town.
I like it.
Yeah.
You do know it is canon that Stars Hollow it was built across 2 ley lines.
Nice. Yeah. And like her magic circle is like the dragonfly inn where she does everything. Yeah. Michelle is her familiar.
It's really weird seeing it now.
I like Dark Necromancer more like Gilmore.
No, I love it. I fucking love it. I am 100% in. Can we kickstart that, please? Anyone know the Gilmore Girls, folks? Let us know. We got a kind of good Kickstarter idea.
Anybody know Amy Sheridan Palladino?
So it's not weird like Arrested Development was. I felt like Arrested Development was really, really weird when it came back to Netflix.
Because it was shot totally different.
Yes, it looked different. Yeah.
But like this camera angle, it's like everything looked exactly the same.
That's smart. You gotta do that.
It does like started up seamless transition into like just how it was.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah.
I know Nikki's seen some of it. I don't think she's seen all of it yet. That was one of those things where it's like I was like. Before it came out, like last month, I was like, let's watch this together. And then it came out, and I was like, go ahead and watch it yourself.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's good. I say if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, well, even if you haven't, go watch Gilmore Girls. It's on Netflix. It's good.
It is good. It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's one of those shows where when I watch it, I enjoy it. And I appreciate the writing because I do think the writing is real. Like the dialogue is great. And it's fun to listen to that dialogue. It doesn't hook me though because it's like I feel like all the hooks are so character driven that it almost feels like a smart soap opera.
You're not wrong.
and I don't mind this. I love the smart part. It's just it's the soap opera part that kind of and it like they don't do like soap opera tropes, like the amnesia and like the murders and stuff like that. But I mean, it's very
Lorelai's not possessed by the devil at some point,
right? And I do like some of the like the social commentary and stuff in it as well. Like I think that's really neat too, especially for when it came out. But man, there's something about it. Like there's just not enough guns and shooting and people dying in it for me to really love it.
So I think it's a pretty good like watch TV before you go to bed kind of show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to sit down like in the afternoon and watch it, but like I've got an hour to kill before I go to bed. I want to relax. I'll watch an episode of Gilmore Girls, go to bed.
I think you and I differ on. There are a lot of things that you like to do before bed. I've found out. Like there are games there's certain types of games that you like to play before going to bed.
Bedtime to me is not an easy thing,
right?
So,
and for me, I just go balls out until my body shuts down. So technically, everything that I do is a before bedtime activity.
I shower in the morning. It's my before bedtime activity.
Sometimes. Sometimes I will just fuck around with lighting for an hour and then be like, "Man, I should go to bed," but I really love to get this lighting better.
Well, do you have any achievements for Aladdin?
Yeah, I do. I have some achievements for Gilmore Girls if you like those. All right,
1,000 sunflowers.
The man who smells like 1,000 sunflowers.
Yeah.
Okay, so achievements. I do have some titles I need to can I workshop some of these?
Yep.
These are all kind of half-baked here. Here's an achievement. Here's what you have to do to unlock this achievement. You have to complete a level before the song ends. Because what I was running into was I would get to the end of the level, and as the level was ending, I would be maybe like 5 bars into the song restarting. And it was one of those things where it's like, I feel like they were trying to get you to the end of the level before the song ended, and then it just kind of looped back.
What was that game show? Was it Name That Tune?
Yeah, like I can name that tune and
4 notes.
4 notes.
Yeah.
So name that tune.
Name that tune.
Okay, name that tune. First achievement. Second achievement I've got is called Wishes Ain't Shit. Yeah, that's good. You like that one, yeah. To unlock Wishes Ain't Shit, you need to go through the game without buying a single wish. Because you can buy wishes in this game. I assume, I haven't seen Aladdin in a long time, so I don't know if the vendor that pops up in the game is the same one as the lamp vendor. But as you progress through the levels, every now and then a vendor will appear and he'll throw a stand up and he'll sell you lives and wishes. Lives are pretty self-explanatory. He sells those, I think, for like 5 gems. You collect gems as you go throughout the game. He'll sell you a life for 5 gems, and he'll sell you a wish for 10 gems. A wish is essentially a continue. And I loved that this is in the game because it's one of those things where you can find lives, like 1-ups scattered throughout levels, but it's really cool that there's a mechanic in the game where it's like find the vendor and then you can spend this currency that you've collected straight up and just buy lives and continues if you want. I thought that was neat. I have a third achievement called I Dream of Genie. And in order to unlock I Dream of Genie, you either have to play this game with Barbara Eden, who is hopefully, I hope she's still alive, but I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to be depressed. Alternatively, you can unlock I Dream of Genie by completing Genie's bottle level or Genie's lamp level, without losing a life.
All right, David, let's do a little quiz for you here.
All right, let's do it.
I type in Barbara into Google. Who do you think are the top 5 Barbaras?
The top 5 Barbaras?
Top 5 Barbaras.
On Google? Mm-hmm. Barbara. Do they even make Barbaras anymore?
The only one I know about is Travis McElroy's daughter. They named her Barbara.
They named her Barbara?
And I was like, really? Okay.
I had a nice celebration earlier today when Nikki told me that Griffin named his boy Henry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was like, all right. So he definitely...
That's our in.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Henry Club? So, okay, top 5 Barbaras. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I can name 5 Barbaras. I'm going to say Barbara Eden.
She was number 1.
Okay, she was number 1.
Number 1.
All right, Barbara Streisand?
Nope.
No, Barbara Streisand is not on that list?
Surprisingly not.
What about Mecca Barbara Streisand?
Yes.
Barbara. What other Barbaras do I know?
One was a first lady.
Oh, Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush is number 2.
I'll
go ahead and throw you Barbara Bush Jr. is number 5.
I forgot about Barbara Bush Jr.
I didn't know there was
That's
one.
Weird. I get it, right? But why did the junior part? There needs to be like a female equivalent of junior.
Yeah.
And it can't be Junior-S or something like that. Little Miss.
Little Miss Junior.
Little Miss Barbara Bush.
Little Miss.
Or just the younger. Let's bring that back. Barbara Bush the younger. All right. So the Bushes, Barbara Eden, not Barbara Streisand.
Here's a Barbara that you...
Barbara Banks?
She is part of a sitcom you brought up earlier.
Oh, that I brought up earlier?
Mm-hmm.
It had to have been Full House, I guess.
Arrested Development.
Oh, Arrested Development.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's Jessica Walters.
Oh, Barbara Walters. 2020.
Sorry, I got wrong.
Really.
There you go. Barbara Walters.
Are they related?
Jessica Walters. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope they are too. I hope they have really fun. I hope they have a really fun bed and breakfast in Stars Hollow.
The number 4 Barbara I've never heard of. I don't know who this woman is. Barbara Palvin.
Barbara Palvin. Click on that one. I don't know that one either.
She's a model.
Oh yeah,
a Hungarian model and actress. She was in the movie Hercules.
Oh, let's see her. Let's objectify her on our podcast. I would say that is a beautiful woman.
She's a Sports Illustrated model. She looks a little bit like who's that actress that plays Marjorie Tyrell?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I cannot remember her name right now.
Okay, well, there we go.
I like that impromptu Barbara quiz.
Yeah,
that's in the show notes. Impromptu
the Barbara quiz.
I have one last achievement, Tyler, and it is called It's Never Okay. In order to unlock It's Never Okay, you have to pants at least one guard. Because that is a thing that happens. And I'm here to tell you that is sexual assault, and it's never okay.
Shouldn't have been walking around wearing those pants.
I mean...
Victim blaming, yeah.
Have you ever been pantsed?
Make America great again.
Yeah, that's coming. Pantsing is coming back in a big way. That's why Trump got in. His pantsing policy, his pro-pantsing policy.
Have I ever been pantsed? Yes.
What? How did that happen?
I think it was like youth group. Like it's probably Brandon.
That does seem like a Brandon thing to do. Sorry to throw you under the bus, Brandon, but you strike me as a pantser. That was such a prevalent thing in middle school where it's like, that's when I made the switch to boxers. I made the switch to boxers in case. It was like, in case I get pantsed, I gotta have some big boy britches on underneath my pants.
I occasionally wore 2 pairs of boxers just in case on the way down it snagged one pair of
you
boxers.
double bagged it.
So I'd have another pair on.
Yeah, man. Can I tell you how scared I was of getting pants in middle school? It happened so regularly to other kids. It never happened to me. And it probably because I probably would have fought whoever did it. Like in like a fit of rage. Like it would have been an emotional thing. It wouldn't have been like a think this through Mr. Spock kind of thing. It would have been like just straight up, oh, Dave's in the red now. And he's fighting a man with his cock out.
I did it to somebody one time.
You did it to somebody?
I did it. I was a
And now you're married.
I was she would have clocked me in the fucking face. She still will clock me in the face. I was in junior in high school, and we were in the commons area, like in the 10 minutes before school started. So it was fucking cram-packed with people, like sitting down, hanging out, eating breakfast, whatever. And I'm sitting on one of the giant mushrooms with my girlfriend at the time, and we're standing in front of her best friend who is wearing pajama pants. So I don't know why it just like clicks in my head. Oh, hey. And I just reached out and just like straight up waistband to ankles. And she was just wearing like an old pair of granny panties, like pulled them down, and she like stumbled trying to pull them back up, completely crowded. I feel bad afterward because it's like that didn't even hit my internal filter. It just went, do it.
Yeah. I feel bad hearing it. Oh, that makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Her boyfriend wanted to fight me.
Oh, I'm surprised that he didn't fight you there on the spot. Was he there?
He was much smaller.
Yeah.
So he just talked about how he wanted to afterward, but then never did anything.
Oh, that's another one. Like, man, yeah. That's another. That's another one. A switch would have gone off inside of me.
It's like, why'd you shuck me?
Shuck you?
What you? I've never heard it called shucking before.
That is a country ass way of saying pants. It's like you're more familiar.
Why'd you treat me like corn?
You're more familiar with corn than you are with the concept of pants. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
That's not cool. I just want to go on the record.
No, it's not.
But thanks for sharing.
No, it's not. I apologize.
You've grown as a person. I've never seen you shuck anybody since.
For a while, it was a weird thing because for some reason it amused me. There was a period of a few months that I thought it was funny whenever someone would yawn, I'd put my finger in their mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. Yeah, no, that's a fun thing.
Well, I realized my muscle memory was taking over too much when I did it to my cats.
Oh, no, cats is totally fun to do, too.
Like, man, because River yawns, I just block. He did not enjoy it. No, I put it in his mouth.
Oh, so you touch things.
Yeah.
See, I would do the thing. Man, you reminded me of this fun game to play. When Nikki would yawn, I'd put my finger, but not touch anything. I just put it in the negative space in her mouth and then try to pull it out before she closed her mouth, just to see if she would notice that it was ever in there. I need to go home and mention that and be like, Tyler reminded me of this fun thing, remember, that I used to do?
No, what are you talking about? You'll see.
Oh, yeah. One of these days, you'll catch on. It also reminds, I loved, man, I love dogs, right? I love dogs. Mm-hmm. And so one of my favorite things to do to Ein is sometimes he'd when he would lick me, I'd play the game where it's like try to catch his tongue in between licks. Yeah. And it's very rare when it would happen. But every now and then, I just not hard, just between forefinger and thumb. It was more of like a foot soldier ninja training thing where it's like his tongue
bells.
Yeah, exactly. I drop the smoke bomb and grab his tongue. And what my favorite thing about it is every time I would do it, he would slowly look up at me like I was some kind of god. I never had a little brother growing up, but I imagine that's how a little brother looks at you when you speed run Super Mario Brothers 2, where they're like, "What did you just do? I didn't know this was possible."
I was like that watching you speed run Mario Brothers 2 my freshman year of college.
You did look like Ein with his tongue in my fingers.
After we read that article
And Nintendo Power. The
Yeah.
kid bragging about his...
Yeah, or that weird douchebaggy guy
I know, man.
talking about like how he jerked off so much that he made his dick longer because he tugged on it so much. And then
Wait, what?
And that he could, yeah.
I missed that Nintendo Power
It was an
letter.
article by Sean Baby, I think was his.
Oh, I'm
was his
familiar with
name,
Sean Baby, yeah.
Where he mentioned this guy who would write in letters or some shit like that, and he.
Oh, right. That is where it came from. You're right. Because he mentioned that, and then we found it, and it was real.
You were like, I can beat that.
I was like, oh, yeah, I can totally beat that. And I did.
You did.
Not on my first try, and what's sad about that is, like, my time on Super Mario Brothers 2, nowhere near like an actual speedrunner's time.
You still did it like 25 minutes or some shit like that?
It was like 25 minutes, something like that. But like there are people like, I don't know this for a fact, but we could look up online, Super Mario Brothers 2 speedrun, no warps, and it's probably like 25 minutes. Because like speedrunning is such a big thing now. And I feel like it wasn't, like I feel like maybe it was a big thing that I never heard of as a kid, but like I feel like when we were in college and like the internet became like a really, really big thing, because it was a big thing before, but like around the time Facebook kind of came out, I feel like was when like a lot of people kind of was like, oh yeah, the internet's fun and cool and we can have sex now because like the internet allows us to have sex, which was not how it was in high school. Like I feel like right around that time, speedrunning was kind of like, oh yeah, this is a thing now.
I like watching speedruns.
Yeah.
But man, trying to do one is so anxiety inducing in me. I would never ever try to like really do that.
It's tough for me too, because it's like you make one mistake.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, reset.
Yeah.
There's no way I've made this mistake. There's no way I'm going to have a better time than I did previously.
Yep.
So it's like, all right, goodbye, 12 minutes of time.
Sounds awful. Yeah. Let's see. Achievements for Aladdin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We were doing achievements. Tyler, do you have any achievements for this game?
Let's see. Something. I want to do something for Abu and his bonus levels.
All right. Let's see. I mean, Monkey See, Monkey Do comes to mind, but that doesn't make sense.
No. Because I was thinking that Monkey Bone starring Brendan Fraser.
Ooh, Monkey Bone. That's something I haven't thought about in a while.
Or Mr. Peepers, where you destroy, I guess there's coconuts coming his way, so the monkey destroys all the fruit. Like Mr. Peepers do to apples.
Yeah. There's Trash Monkey.
Yeah, there you go.
Which I would think you need to get, like, you need to blow what is a drunk level? Like when you blow into the breathalyzer, like what is like you're illegally drunk?
I don't know.
Is it like 0.01 or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's not. I think 0.0. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to take a guess.
Just let me have a bunch of that Everclear in the kitchen, and I'll drive home all swervy, and we'll find out.
We'll see. I guess our Trash Monkey on every Abu level die immediately. And at the end, you get Trash Monkey.
Hey, guess who unlocked that? Me! I was horrible at the Abu bonus levels. Absolutely horrible.
Because it's hard to practice because one hit and that's it.
And you're done.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to see me be bad in these bonus levels, I did stream Aladdin on Twitch. I'll have a link to that in the show notes. You can watch it.
Then I guess Turbo Tunnel. And you get that when you unlock where you're on carpet and trying to flee the Cave of Wonders, avoiding all the lava.
Can I tell you that I love how they treated that level? Because that's a hard level, and it is very much like the Turbo Tunnel. I applaud your excellent achievement name. They handled that level so well because on the third time I failed that magic carpet level, they just took me to the next level.
Okay.
It was just like
L.A. Noire style, whenever you can't do the car chasing scenes.
Yep.
Happened to me a lot.
Yep. And they're just
would you like to skip this? Yes, I would.
They don't even ask. They just kind of treated it like a mini game where it's like, okay, you're not going to do this. Next level.
Yep.
Which I thought was really nice. Because it's one of those things where it's like, it's hand-holding that I like because that level is so different than any other level in the game. Like, I feel like they knew that when they were designing it, and they were like, people who are kind of into the action-y...
If kids are doing this,
right.
Yeah.
Like, this might be a roadblock.
Yeah.
And I think that it definitely would have been. And I don't think that's not how Capcom handled it in their version of Aladdin.
Nope.
So, man, that Turbo Tunnel, though. Ooh.
I've never beaten it, ever.
I have beaten it. Legit, I beat Turbo Tunnel. I've beaten Battletoads only with using a Game Genie, though.
Wow.
So maybe I got to put that on my list of games to eventually beat one day.
That's all I got for achievements.
All right, Tyler, I have a few questions. Hold on, sorry. Tyler.
Yes,
Tyler,
Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today talking to you about why we shouldn't pants and just, general bullying and Gilmore Girls and all the Barbaras. The Barbara quiz. I really enjoyed the Barbara quiz and a little bit of Aladdin, about 20% Aladdin. Before we close things, though, hey, that's what we promised. We're delivering. Before we close things out, I have a few questions for you. Tyler, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give Disney's Aladdin?
I would have to give this the pristine blonde goatee of one Richard Branson.
Oh, Richard Branson, the Branson man, the man who made Branson, Missouri, right?
Yep.
Because of the Virgin angle, right?
Yep, because he is the owner of Virgin.
All right. How many virgins does he own?
All of them.
Yeah.
He has so much money, he has continental prima nocta.
So many goddamn virgins. His hymen closet, disgusting.
So many dead birds.
Disgusting.
So many dead birds.
Wow, that is a nice tadpog callback, my friend. Anyone laughing at that joke, I love you.
I don't even remember what episode that was on.
I remember we recorded it in the high rise, in Tadpog High Rise, but no, I'm sorry, it was the closet of Tadpog High Rise, I think.
Yep, the banishment closet.
I think it might have, the banishment closet. It might have been the episode where we thought we had Jordan Meow's gifts, but did not. Instead, we had a broken mirror.
Yeah.
It might have been that episode. I'm glad that we're friends.
Yep.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
I enjoyed that beard. But I've got another question for you. If you were to give this game, if you had to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it and why?
I'd have to give it the black framed glasses of one Stephen Colbert.
Why Stephen Colbert? I'm familiar with Stephen Colbert.
From my knowledge, he and Richard Branson fucking hate each other.
Really?
And because they got into an awkward argument. They're both trying to play it off as nice on the Colbert Report when he came on. He ends up
Branson came on the Colbert Report.
He ends up throwing water in Stephen Colbert's face,
not as a joke.
He's trying to play it off, but he's just fuck you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is this on YouTube?
I'm sure it is.
All right. If I can find this on YouTube, it's going in the show notes after I watch it because that sounds fucking fascinating.
So that is for the rivalry of Aladdins between Sega Genesis and SNES.
Okay, so who is who? Is Colbert Genesis Aladdin?
Well, I mean, Virgin didn't do the SNES version, so Richard Branson has to be Genesis, and Stephen Colbert is SNES.
Well, Colbert didn't do the Capcom version, to be fair.
I got half of.
But I get it.
I got half an allegory.
But I think I like Colbert more than I like.
I
Branson,
do like Colbert
though.
more than Richard Branson.
So that's where I'm having the disconnect. But I get your reasoning. It's your glasses, buddy, however you want to spend them. Tyler, I've got another question for you. I would like to know how much this game is on Amazon. If you were to buy Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Genesis used on Amazon right now, this very moment, how much do you think you would pay for it?
I know there were so many copies of this game. So many copies. It sold so many. So I will say $3.
Low ball on it. All right, $3. Tyler, actual retail value of Disney's Aladdin used for the Sega Genesis at the time of this recording is $14.60. $14.60. I'm willing to bet you can find it cheaper.
Oh, absolutely you can.
Probably even on
That's
eBay.
Nuts.
If you want to get the bootleg Disney's Aladdin, they've undercut that $2. And then it didn't work out the way they wanted to, and they undercut it $2 more.
Yep.
You can also there is a listing by, here's the seller. The seller's name, Spider-Man. If you want to buy a used copy of Disney's Aladdin in the original case, if you want to buy Spider-Man's copy, you can get that for $499.
Man, I want to see Dirtbag Spider-Man that opens up windows and thwips out video games to shut up people's houses and sells it.
I think you mean Ben Riley.
We can take a few calls if you want to take a few calls.
Let's do it. I haven't tested our volume, so this might be very loud. I also don't have the calls pulled up yet. So, do you have any amusing anecdotes you'd like to share while I pull these up, or shall we sit in silence?
I'm trying to think if I have anything amusing. The girls killed some deer this week.
Yeah. Oh, home invasion?
Yep.
Home invasion deers?
Brainy Jr. and I'm going to call her Minecraft AJ.
Okay.
So that's now all three of them now have monikers. They each got their first deer on deer season this weekend.
Are you? I mean, I know you're a big hunter.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. The last time I shot a rifle was with Melissa's dad about, 15 years ago, maybe? Like a long time ago. That's the only time like we shot clay pigeons at her house.
Ooh.
And that's it.
So that was probably a shotgun.
What, maybe?
If you're doing skeet shooting, that was probably a shotgun.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that, but I really want to, and I
got a few surprisingly.
Yeah,
but
I would really, really love to do that, and mainly because I have a long shotgun, where like someone at work saw it, because I bring it to work.
That's what Nikki tells you.
Yeah.
It's a long shotgun.
Usually she's like, it's dangerous at work, I hear, so make sure to bring your long shotgun. But no, when I've described it to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, that would be a good one because it's got a long barrel." It's not great for like using in a home defense kind of situation, which is fine. I'll be honest with you. If someone breaks into my house, I'm more likely to be like,
"Go ahead,
yeah, just don't kill us. We don't have a lot for you to steal. Just please don't kill us." But as far as like hunting, that's what my dad did with it. It was my dad's shotgun when he was a kid.
Okay.
He would hunt with it. Squirrels, I think. He was telling me his technique. I've never shot an animal before, and I do not want to start. Just because I get it. I don't like deer, and I wouldn't mind shooting a deer because I fucking hate it when like my car hits them. There's too many fucking deer here in Kentucky. They're pests. They really are. They're pests. And it's
hoofed rats.
Yeah, the hoofed rats. Absolutely. But here's my thing. I wouldn't have a problem like shooting a deer because I have a hatred for them. But I wouldn't want to do anything with the body afterwards. Like I would if there was a number I could call, I'd be like, yeah, I just shot a deer. It's at this location. Come and get it. Do whatever you want with it. It's yours. That would be fine.
You might be able to do that.
We should start a business that's just like deer cleanup, where it's just like we go and pick up deer. Oh wait, but then I'd have to do the thing that I hate doing, which is
I'll do that.
Take all the outsides.
You do all the PR
out of the deer.
So Melissa's dad field dressed them and deboned them, but today we just went up and just cut up a bunch of deer, which is, I mean, that's I've done plenty of that before. Melissa would periodically, ooh.
Oh really? That makes me feel a little better.
Oh God. Why does this one smell? Why is this one bubbling?
Oh no. I don't want to know what they look like on the inside. I do not want to know that. That's why I don't kill things, man. I can't deal with the cleanup. I'd be a bad Dexter. I'd be a better Dexter's dad than a Dexter.
There you go.
I'd be a better Raiden from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Dropping wisdom bombs.
Getting thrown through concrete walls.
Yep. Telling Dexter where all the warp vases are in Super Mario Brothers 2. All right. Thank you for talking to us about deer, Tyler.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is too loud. This is never mind. It's a text message from 386 who says, "Hola, Tadpog. Shadow fan Sam here. I actually have a question this time instead of just blowing your egos." Well, damn it. You can thank Ash for this one. What is the weirdest thing your significant other could be into that you'd not be cool with, but still willing to do? For instance, your wife one day is just like, "Pegging a dude just gets me off. Sorry, bro." You don't actually have to be into it. Period. I said I'd do a devil's threesome. I won't say hers because she has shame. So Tyler, I ask you, what is the weirdest thing your significant other could be into that you'd not be cool with, but still willing to do?
Hunting.
Is that sexual in nature?
Pegging, fine. Devil's three-way, fine.
He does not say it's sexual in nature, so I feel like hunting would work.
Hunting, maybe. Yeah, sexually, I can't think of, like, if she wanted to do it, I'd be like, yeah, okay. We can do that at least once.
Yeah.
All right.
I get it. I'm down to try like almost anything once, but I do know like my own personal limits.
Yeah.
I have my personal answer to this, and I never have to worry about it. My personal answer would be a devil's threesome, because it's like or partner sharing, because like I can't deal with that.
Partner sharing in different rooms.
I've read so many stories on the sex subreddit that like just ring true with me, of like just a dude like being very regretful about like wanting to do that and then going through with it and it being horrible, and like now he doesn't like know how to do anything.
Yeah, can't look at her without thinking of her face whenever the other guy was inside her. Yeah.
I feel like that is a thing that like both people in that relationship need to know that they're on board with, and I know for a fact that I am not on board with that, just because I couldn't handle the psychological aftermath.
Yeah.
That would eat me alive.
Yeah.
That would eat me alive.
I'm trying to, because I've even told Melissa, like, I'll go to a rodeo. I'll try that. Just about anything that I know, I've said before, like I wouldn't like, I try it with her and see, like, everything's better with her. So like, I'll try that again. See if that's, how I feel about that. But yeah, hunting I legitimately have like no interest in. That sounds like the most boring fucking thing ever. And I know I'd finally see one, I'd just miss it and run away. And there you go. There's your day.
That's the part that interests me, is like, we talked about this a little bit before we started recording today, but like the main thing about hunting that interests me is putting marksmanship skills to practical use. Like that is like, I'm just curious if I could do it, like if I am good enough a shot to hit a living creature. And that's a weird, like, morbid curiosity. I feel like when I say that out loud, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a horrible thing.
No,
to
you're
do.
like Goku. You just want to test your limits to see how your training has earned you.
Yes, I'm like Ryu. I have to just go out and just shoot as many deer as I can until I shoot the strongest deer.
There are no deer left stronger.
Is there a deer fighter series of games? Because there needs to be.
Man.
That stars Ryu and Charles Barkley. And their rivals.
In orange vests. Yeah. Just punching deer. Throwing basketballs at deer.
But it's a simulator, so it's a real-time simulator. So you have to wake up at 4 a.m. and sit at your computer.
Game's locked out unless you get up that early.
The game ends, spoilers, the credits roll. As they roll, you're Charles Barkley driving home, and you hit a deer, and you skid off the highway.
And you throw it in the back of your truck and say, now I killed it.
Thanks for the text message, Sam. I hope you feel as if we have sufficiently answered your question. Here is a actual voicemail. This is from 520. Like I said, I haven't tested the volume level, so apologies if this is super loud.
What do you think letting the Holy Spirit, Jesus come inside? What do you think letting the whole Jesus Christ come inside you is all about? The church, of course, is all about cream pie. But
wait, the church is all about cream pies because Jesus Christ comes inside of you. Mm-hmm. What is that a reference to?
Open your heart and let Jesus come inside.
Is this a thing that we've talked about on the show before? I mean,
that's the whole altar call. Like, you have to accept Jesus and let Jesus come into your heart.
That seems like that is not a good thing for your heart. I have a heart condition. Never once has the cardiologist been like, oh, dude, you haven't been letting enough guys come in your heart, dude.
You need some Jesus come in there, man.
Yeah, at least let Jesus come in there.
I can understand if you're not going to let, like, I don't know, Hugh down at the truck stop. But let Jesus do it.
You Christ. All right. Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. 520. Here is another call. Here's another voicemail from 410.
What is up, TADPOG? It is July the 6th, 2016, and I was listening to the All Calls episode that aired today. Oh, this is Tony, by the way.
Hey, Tony.
And I had to stop and call because Dave said that.
All right, I'm going to pause it. Let's play a game called What was Dave wrong about?
Science.
It's July 6th. So I'm trying to think what we were talking about on around that time.
Bird hymens?
Probably bird hymens. Maybe Independence Day? Possibly.
Maybe.
I don't know. I guarantee I fucked something up, though.
The crippled girls would shoot their sperm all over the turtle eggs laid by the ninja turtle. And I just wanted to call and make sure that, maybe Dave's dad didn't have the talk with him about the birds and the bees. Because, you see, Dave, when a boy loves a girl, he puts his penis inside of her vagina.
Yeah.
And he's the one that sprays the cum into her egg.
No,
not the other way around.
You put it in her butt.
I just wanted to make sure you were straight on that, because we don't want any accidents to happen, and God forbid you end up with an unwanted child. All right. That's all I have for today. Keep up the good work.
Tony bringing some serious education.
Tony, aren't we all unwanted children? Let me ask you that first and foremost. Aren't we all unwanted? Don't we all feel like unwanted children? Yeah.
Nihilist Tadpog.
Yeah. You can count on me to uplift everybody's spirits.
I'm probably at one more.
All right. Tony, thank you for explaining that. Here's the birds and bees conversation that I did have. When I was 7 years old, I asked where babies came from, and I was told where babies came from. I remember even a moment where because I asked, my mom and dad were both in the room, and like my dad looked at my mom and was like, he's asking, and my mom's like, I don't know, and then my dad was just like, all right, judgment call. He wants to know, so I'm going to tell him where babies come from. And he told me what Tony just said, and which I still don't believe is true. I still don't believe that. That's just something that people tell you to sell you birth control.
Big birth control, trying to force it on you.
That's big pharma coming in. Tony, I see you've drank the Kool-Aid. You're drunk on the Kool-Aid you done drank. So I'm an intercourse denier. But I remember after my dad explained to me where babies came from, the last thing that he said to wrap it up was, do not tell any other kids this.
Okay. It's like I talked about me asking my mom when I was little, like I asked her where babies come from and what sex was. She's like, what do you think? What do you think sex is? When you get naked and hug? Close enough. Only conversation we ever had about it. Yeah. And I lived in this house when we had that conversation.
Was it in this room? Was it in Blanket Fort?
I think it was in the living room.
Oh, bummer. Well, we'll go reenact it for a bonus episode.
Also where I got saved.
It's where you got saved?
In this house.
In this house?
Where Jesus came inside. Yep.
Your heart?
Mm-hmm. In this house.
It wasn't in church?
Nope.
Really?
Yep. I was watching a David Ring video here that Dad had borrowed from somebody.
What is David Ring?
David Ring is a preacher, a motivational preacher with cerebral palsy.
Is it the sequel to David the Gnome?
It's pretty close.
Or it's like David the Gnome. Okay, so it's like a mashup. You take David the Gnome and the Ring movie and mash them together. Instead of the girl coming out of the television screen, it's David the Gnome with his hat turned upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. David Ring.
Yeah, I remember watching that video, which he's pretty good. And he did a bit about like, I don't know, he had like a nice suit on, and then he's giving a message and opens up his suit jacket, and his like tie and his shirt are stained and tattered, and it was the whole thing about not knowing what on the inside of people and judging from their outside. And
I see.
A bunch of shit like that. And afterward I was like, Mom, Dad, I think I want to get saved. So, yeah.
And then it just happened in the house?
Yep.
Someone came over?
Then I got rebaptized again. No.
Oh, it's just a thing that you were like...
Yeah, just a thing. You just say a sentence.
Really?
Yep.
You're shitting me.
Christianity's easy.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound pretty easy. I'm not going to lie. That feels like a very convenient religion. I feel like that's a good way for a particular religion to populate.
Yep.
Propagate.
They discuss that in the Iron Druid books.
Oh, do they?
That Christianity stamps out all other religions, mostly Druidism, because it's so easy.
I got you.
Like druidism to become a druid takes like 12 years of study.
You keep mispronouncing Judaism.
Judaism. That's also a magic system in those books. So.
In the fiction or like in the role playing?
In the fiction, in the books where he teams up with the rabbi.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah.
That series sounds pretty cool. That sounds like something I would enjoy, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So David Ring, that'll be in the show notes. I'll try to find the video of him wearing a tattered suit.
Uh-huh.
I can't promise anything though. If I can't find that, there will be a link to David the Gnome.
Yep.
Because I remember watching David the Gnome, and the moment he rode Swift the Fox, I was like, I would let David the Gnome come in my heart. For sure. Here is another voicemail. This is from 423.
Motherfucking Tadpog. What's going on, fellas? This is Joe Willard.
What's up?
Just calling in. Got a couple of questions for you. Number one, got a would you rather. So say your wife and your mother switch bodies.
Oh,
Freaky Friday style. No. So your mom's body
Trash Bear
has your wife's brain in it and vice versa. Would you rather have sex with your mom with your wife's mind in her, so your mom's body, or your wife's body with your mom's mind in her?
Oh, God.
And question number two, I wanted to see, I'm catching up right now on all the back episodes, so I'm not sure if you've addressed this, but the real supernatural strengths, those being retard strength, old man strength, chimp strength, like the monkey. Look up Bakersfield chimp if you have any questions.
That'll be a link in the show notes. Also, wait, I'm going to pause for a moment. Chimp strength, like the monkey?
Yeah.
What other chimps are there, Trash Bear?
Ape strength?
Ape strength?
Gorilla strength?
Maybe he thought he said champ strength? Like, I'm a champ.
I'm a champ strength.
Lastly, mom with child stuck under car strength. So wanted to see if y'all had any thoughts on those and if you could rank them in their order. Me and my buddies here at work, we like to argue about that. So anyways, buttholes, dicks, tater day, wieners,
Earthbound.
Tadpog.
Chrono Trigger.
We talked about that before.
Thank you, Trash Bear. Have we?
Uh-huh. So remember, because we were wondering, like, say, mentally handicapped strength.
Yeah.
We were trying to avoid saying that word, and then, like, he ended up on the chat, I think, saying, oh, man, I shouldn't have done that. But I think I think mom strength, pulling a kid from the car, was what we said was the
Have I played
tier.
this call before, or did someone else ask us?
I feel like we read this. So maybe it was in a package or a postcard or something like that.
We did read it. Yeah. We did read it. We have not answered the would you rather.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, would you rather? That's a rough one.
Ooh, that is proof.
You and Melissa both cringed hard.
Oh, yeah. That is proof that we're all God's unwanted children.
And that's a solid would you rather.
That is a very hard would you rather. I do not want to answer that question. I do not. Neither of those situations seem like it. There's no winning. There is no winning. It would be.
I mean, a person is their personality, right?
No, that's just part of who they are. Because I feel like a person's image dictates a portion of a person's personality. Where it's like, I feel like if I looked completely different, there's a good chance. Like if I looked different when I was 6 years old, if I looked different, I feel like there's a good chance that I would be a completely different person today, because I feel like people externally may have treated me differently. I may be, and who knows how that would have affected my life.
I mean, if your consciousness is uploaded into a computer,
yes,
how much does that change you? Are you still you? Because that's your mind and your personality.
That's a good question, man. I think that I would still be okay. So maybe it depends on when you're uploaded. Like, how old are you when you're uploaded? Because like,
if this is a Freaky Friday situation, it's just like tomorrow.
Just a simple switch.
They're talking on the phone, and lightning strikes a Verizon cell tower, and they switch bodies.
Right.
Because I think I have to go with.
Oh, you're actually going to answer it.
I think
You're
Well,
actually
yeah, we got to would you rather.
I'm not
We got to do
gonna
it.
answer it. That's gross.
I think it's your wife's mind and your mother's body.
That's your answer?
Yeah.
Ugh, man. Yeah. Is that that's like the least of the two evils, you feel like?
I think so. I mean, because otherwise, like once they switch back, I mean, your mom's gonna know, like mentally, like no, she would still see you and know what you look like.
Oh, it's bad. It's
the
bad.
other way around, like your wife and you still know all the nuances, and it's just like.
No, it's bad either way.
Yeah,
it's bad either way because it's like, even if you go the other route, what if the next day your mom's like, God, my pussy hurts.
If you've got the kind of mom that would say that to you,
Yeah.
you might have done that already.
Yeah, right.
So-
Yeah. Son, my pussy hurts and I do not know why. Could you explain it?
I'm having quite the vaginal conundrum.
Yeah, I did not have. I don't know what happened. I don't like that. I also,
My pussy sore as fuck, son.
did I get Cosby'd?
Yeah.
It's no good either way. It's no fucking good either way.
All right, I think we end on that note. That's pretty good.
Excellent. Excellent. Here's my answer. I do have an answer.
Okay.
Trash Bear. What I would do is wait for my wife in my mom's mind to lay the eggs in the sand, and then I would spray my cum all over
There
them.
you go. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. So don't miss the next episode. All calls.
Yep. We
All
can do all
calls.
calls. Hey, did you enjoy that last segment? That's
Gonna do a whole bunch
all
more
it's
of
going to
it.
be. Yeah.
Hey, iTunes is the biggest marketplace, so
a
you
big
can find
one.
us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star written review. We still sell shirts.
We do sell
It's the
shirts.
blue one on Amazon. Just type in TADPOG. Leave a 5-star review there. We've got Facebook. We've got Twitter.
Yep.
So if you want to get in touch with us, if there's a game you want us to play, guest host for an episode, a Patreon request.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you get to us in one of those forums, we promise we'll get to that
Eventually. Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. Like he said, you can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TADPOG. We're on Twitter. We are at TADPOG_podcast. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. You can also, I just like saying that. You can also find us on tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. I am going to do my best to find the clip from Animaniacs, the fingerprints clip. I will also do my best to find David Ring. If I cannot find that, I will post my favorite David the Gnome episode, or possibly anything related to David's. Maybe it'll be a David Cross thing. I don't know.
David Spade. Maybe it's
Maybe
an
it's a
entire
David
running
Spade
series
thing.
of Just Shoot Me.
Maybe. You can also give us a call if you want to at 270-883-2555. If you leave us a voicemail, please try to keep it to 3 minutes. You can also send in a text message, but I promise that I will fuck it up. We do have a Patreon. We just recently recorded and released November's Patreon bonus episode. I think it's very strong.
I do too.
It was a lot of fun to record. Ian was on. Taryn was on. We had a really good time talking about a lot of sex stuff mainly.
Yep.
And you can listen to that for $1. If you would like to donate on Patreon, chip in at least $1.
Man, Ian's got some fucking stories.
Yeah, Ian's got some great stories. And then Taryn has a lot of hilarious interjections. And
We saw a penis.
And we saw a penis. This is the first time that we have all looked at a
Ever
penis
seen one.
together. So that's what it looks like, I said. I don't want to give it away, but you'll have to listen to the Patreon bonus episode to find out.
Somebody has
But
a new title.
Someone has a new title, and that new title is Master Mold. And thank you, Master Mold, for allowing us to really just take in the breathtaking beauty. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to listen to that or any of our bonus episodes, you can do that at patreon.com/tadpog. Donate at least $1. You get access to that episode and all the episodes that we've done in the past.
I saw on the Patreon that he has a challenger, though.
There's a challenger on
A
Patreon?
challenger, yeah. Lord Micah Purdue wants to challenge him and I guess show Taryn his penis and see which one.
Here's the thing, though. I've never met Exalted Lord Mike. I've met Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue, so I never want to see his penis. That's how it works. I've met him, so now I don't want to see it. Because there's no disconnect. There's no disconnect to that.
Well, it's all on Taryn, so.
What, the penis?
Yep. Okay. It's all on Taryn.
All right. Well, yeah. So we'll leave it up to her. Just as long. Sorry, Exalted Lord Micah Purdue. I don't want to see it. But if Taryn wants to see it, then yeah, let's
we'll do it for her birthday.
You have some stiff competition. That wasn't an intended pun, but I do feel like I'm sorry, dude, but unless you're really gonna have to bring some game, dog, because this wiener was a mighty big wiener. Like this was one where it was like this wiener has a future. Let's see. I want to take a moment to thank some people who have recently donated. I would like to thank. Ooh, man, a lot of people have recently upped their pledges. Guys, thank you so much. I'd like to thank Sandwich Pope, Phil Hawkins, who defended his title and on top of that, increased his donation on Patreon. Phil, thank you very much. I'd like to thank a new donor, Matthew Tremblay. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Matthew, thank you very much. Please enjoy the bonus episodes. Mm-hmm. I'd like to thank Big Dick number 2, Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue, for upping his pledge. We'll see. Maybe you'll dethrone Master Mold. We'll see. Dude, you got to be like slinging some mad dick. You didn't see these. You did not see these photographs. I think that like I saw them and it was like, whoa, wow, man, wow. And I watch a lot of porn.
It was at least 4 inches. It was impressive.
Oh, wow. It was so, yeah. I could see the neck and everything. It wasn't just a giant head. I'd like to thank Tadpog Santa, Jack of Ziggy Moon's Mike H, for recently upping his pledge. I would like to thank, Nathan Chowning, new donor, for donating. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the bonus episodes. Let's see. I'd like to thank Tyler of Tadpog for sending me a game called Rampage Nights on Steam. Thank you, Tyler. I would like to thank Brett Miller for upping his pledge. Brett, we got to get a title for you, dog. I just don't have it yet. We're going to work on that. Thank you for upping your donation. Do you have a dick pic that you can send? We could
do it based on that?
We could base it on that. If you want, you can send that. Let's see. Exalted Lord Micah Purdue hit us up again. He's riding that penny train. He upped his donation after the bonus episode too.
So wait on Taryn.
That's above and beyond. I am still waiting on Taryn, but I would like to thank Wizen Saint, Ian Chandler,
all right.
For upping his donation considerably. He said that he was going to on the bonus episode. Wizened Archmage. We already have a pinball Archmage though.
That's true.
And I like Saintly Sage.
Wizened Technomancer.
We'll work on it. Ian, do you have a request?
There you go.
Because you're giving us enough money at this point where we pretty much have to do whatever you say.
Yep.
So thank you very much for supporting us. It's fucking amazing that you're giving us that much money, dude. We love you. That's all the people I have to thank right now.
Let's see if you want to send us something, just like Shadowrunner Cody did. You can send that to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Got an Instagram. Oh, shit, there's a postcard.
Look.
And it's got to be from Taryn.
I picked the one that said Austin because I figured it was from Taryn.
Yep. She semi threw a fit that we didn't have any postcards for her, so here we go.
Yeah, it was one of those where it's like, Taryn, I felt like you were trying to pass it off as a joke, but I felt like you were actually truly concerned that we hadn't received the postcard. So Austin, we did get it.
Live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas. Greetings from the live music capital of the world. Miss you guys, Taryn. Fun fact, Austin native Matthew McConaughey was once arrested H-I-U-H. High, H-I-G-H. Okay. High, naked, and playing bongo drums right here in Austin. All right. Smiley face. Thank you, Taryn. I will add this to my growing collection. I love it. I love it so much.
It sounded like you said groin collection.
My groin collection.
I know you said growing, but I hope that you also have a groin collection.
Thank you, Master Mold, for contributing to my groin collection.
where you serial killer style cut out every genital you've ever seen in a magazine and print.
I've got a giant book.
Yes,
Giant
exactly.
scrapbook.
Which was actually, it wasn't a scrapbook. All you had handy was your 6th grade yearbook, and decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna put them in here.
See if I can get one over everybody's face.
Weird. Everyone in your class looks like they were summoners from the Final Fantasy series.
We got an Instagram, TADPOG_podcast on Instagram.
We're on Twitch. Just search for TADPOG. You'll find us.
Yep. Our theme song is Moved by Sycamore Drive. With that track found in the show notes at TADPOG.com. Hey, Melissa, how do you want us to close this out? You're in this room.
You're busy?
She's still on this episode of Candy Crush. It's killing her. It's killing her. 1320. So, yeah.
13.
If you beat 1320.
1,320 level, like that's the level you're on? That's a lot of levels.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of. Do you unlock an achievement when you beat level 1337? Like, do you get like elite title?
How you want to close it out, Dave?
I think that we should do it like Steve from Full House. He has a very distinct voice, as we all know. And by that I mean not at all.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn.
That was good. We nailed it. I feel
We
like.
did.
We nailed it.
We were like, room is full of Steves.
If he dies, if that actor dies, they're gonna call us for the next season.
It's
of Full
true,
House.
and we have to do it together in tandem.
Yes. We're the Etten version
the two-headed
of
Steve.
Yeah. The two-headed Steve. That should be the name. Like if we ever start a jazz duo, we're the two-headed Steve.